Hi, I'm Katya Durzon. This is the second video update for the Howard Gardner Middle School fossil installation of 2012. Today is April 2nd, and I don't really have many new updates in terms of fundraising or anything like that. This is spring break for me, but I'm still going to be working. Today I'm going to talk about a digital microscope that I've used in my internship, I think for about the last year. It is mine, I own it, and it is the DynoLite AM3013T model. I'll put that information in a caption right there. So I'll just tell you a little bit about it. This is the microscope on its stand. It's really little, it's really nice and small. This does move. I don't actually use the stand very much because the magnification that I use this microscope at is most effective when the front of this plastic guard is actually touching the specimen, or touching around it because it's a ring. There is a ring of LEDs around the lens, so I'll turn that on just so you can see what that looks like from the outside. This dial right here controls the magnification. It has a variable magnification from about 10 times to about 220 times, I believe, but I never use it that high just because I find it doesn't serve my purposes very well. I use this microscope to take photos of microfossils and of the texture of larger fossils. So what I'm going to try to do now is just take some video using the microscope and talk you through a little bit of what I'm doing. So, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you first just a view of human skin. So this is the inside of my wrist. You can see my veins. I'm very pale right now. But this is at 50 times magnification, and it will stay at that magnification throughout the video. I apologize if my hand is shaky. I'm not using the stand for this. So what I'm going to show you first is just a chunk of coral. So the pits in it. Mostly just for show. It's really pretty. Not terribly scientifically interesting, but pretty. Next thing I'll show you is a close-up of one of the larger shells that I have. So, here's the front of it. Next I'll show you some smaller shells. So here's one. I'll flip it around in a second. It's got a bunch of dirt and stuff inside. There's another shell. And another. I like the pattern on this one. I've got a few with the same pattern. This is one of the spiral types of shells. And then here's a tiny version of the same type of shell. Next I'll go ahead and show you some shark teeth, but first a vertebra, probably from a fish. It's very small, it doesn't really look like much if you only look at it from one angle. Next is a tooth from a whale shark, and this is kind of interesting because whale sharks are the largest fish in existence today, and this is their tooth. It's not from a baby or anything, they just have teeny tiny little teeth. I'll flip it over. Looks pretty much the same. It's a very flat tooth. There it is from the back. This would be facing into the shark's mouth. It's kind of hard to see because it's so flat. Next is a cast from the inside of a shell. This is one of the nicer casts that I have out of this material. This is all from the material I was picking through in the last video, the Lee Creek site in North Carolina. So some shark teeth. Here's a nice one, two nice little cusps. So those are sort of like mini teeth next to the actual tooth. Flip that over so you can see it, if I can. Here's another. Really like the coloration on this one. It's very, very dark near the root. Next is this one. Some kind of tiger shark, I think. Sorry, it's a larger tooth on the microscope, so it's hard to center. Some crazy serrations, a few cusps on one side. And here's another one. So most of these teeth that I'm showing you are very, very small. I have found smaller, but they're pretty tiny. And again, I'll include measurements. Here is a skate tooth. In the last video I was talking about the teeth that sort of look like human teeth. They've got those two little kind of prongs in the root. I'm trying to show you some different angles. I'll flip it over. Very eerie looking tooth. So, last thing is just a nice little spiral shell. It's pretty large on the camera. So that is about it. That's all I have for you today. My next video will be going over some of the materials I'm buying, such as cases and maybe a cabinet in the next few days. Now that I have sufficient funds, I can start buying the actual materials, so I'm very, very excited for that. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. I'm so excited to be near the end of this project. So I will make another video in a day or so. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting me. Bye.